Hello YouTube, it's Sarah, and today I'm coming to you with something I never thought I would. An unhaul of books. If you've been around this channel for some time, you probably know that I prefer ebooks over physical books. And ebooks, I've never really found a reason to unhaul them because they're not taking up any space other than in the cloud. So why unhaul them? But in getting the Whimsify box every month, my bookshelves have kind of become overpopulated, and so we're thinning the herd. So these books that I'm getting rid of are books that I have either read and have no intention of reading again. One of them I actually have another copy that is ebook over the paperback that I'm getting rid of. So I may have another copy of it, and a few of these are books that I just have no intention anymore of getting to. And since it's on top, we might as well start with the paperback that I'm getting rid of that I have in ebook format. That is Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin. It's well worn because it went back and forth with me to and from work on several occasions because it's so long. It took me forever to get through. Do I remember what happened in here? Not really. But I also know that it's taking forever for the books in this series to be published, so I probably could catch up, and then I would probably have to reread them to figure out what was going on again. So I'm not going to be reading this one again anytime soon until we are a heck of a lot closer to having a finale, some closure to the series. So this is going. These next few are childhood books that came with me when I moved out of my parents' house and made it to the bookshelf. And I tried reading one of these for a readathon because I think these are all under 100 pages or close to or something, and so that was one of the challenges, was to read a book under 100 pages, and I didn't even do that because I couldn't get back into the book. So we have the Boxcar Children number 34, The Mystery Horse. I think I might have actually read this one, I'm not sure. And this was created by Gertrude Chandler Warner. I believe the series is still around. It's still being written, but I think it's ghostwritten at this point. And then we have a bunch of Nancy Drew books by Carolyn Keene. This one is number 72, The Haunted Carousel. Nancy Drew number 128, The Treasure in the Royal Tower. Nancy Drew number 150, Mystery at Morsea Manor. Nancy Drew number 130, The Sign of the Falcon. Nancy Drew number 85, The Secret of Shady Glen. Ironically enough, it was these series together that I read as a child. I was about to say that got me into writing. I think it was more actually like this one, the Nancy Drew books, but yeah, I apparently can't read them anymore because I can't get into them. So I'm hoping another child will fall in love with the series or is maybe missing one of these and could use a copy. The War of Souls trilogy by, I can't remember their names. Weiss and Hickman, but it's like somebody Weiss, somebody Hickman, and of course they're not going to come out of the box set. They're not even in order in the box set because I started reading one of them and I don't think I made it through. I'm going to destroy this box. Let's not destroy the box. Gimme! You want to come out. Ooh, coming. This is gonna be fun to get back in the box. Okay, so this has Dragons of a Fallen Sun. The second one, Dragons of a Lost Star. Sorry, glare from the window. And Dragons of a Vanished Moon. How I Came to Be a Writer by Phyllis Reynolds. Ouch! Nailer. I don't even remember when I got this one. It was probably from one of these Scholastic book fairs because I see it is published by Scholastic on the back. I have read this, probably learned something from it, but I've already assimilated the knowledge, so I couldn't tell you what specifically I learned from this book. Night World number 1. I think I've read the first 2 stories, never got around to the third one, and no longer have an interest. Janet Ivanovich, How I Write. Yes, I've read it, and again, assimilated knowledge, couldn't tell you what I learned specifically from it. This one I hemmed and hawed about. The Isle of the Lost by Melissa de la Cruz. I love Disney. The idea is interesting, but I've had it almost since it came out, like from the Christmas of that year. When did it come out? 2016? 2015! And I haven't read it yet. So it keeps getting further down the list of books I would like to read. So it's just gonna go. Chicken Soup for the Writer's Soul. This is another one that, yes, I've read, but have no interest in rereading, so. Life Strategies for Teens by J. McCraw. Forward by Philip C. McGraw. Secret Sisters by Jane Ann Krentz. I ended up downloading the Audible version of this. I got it for my sister for Christmas one year, I think. And we buddy read it. We never really talked about it afterwards, but so yeah, it's been read. Maybe somebody else will enjoy it now. Judy Blume, a bind-up of her stories of Wifey and Smart Women. I read Wifey. After reading Wifey, I don't think I have any interest in Smart Women. I do remember Wifey very well, and the odd feelings that it gave me, the very uncomfortable feelings it gave me at the time. So this one's going. I think that's it of the single books. This next one is an entire series minus one book that I think my mother has, but I understand that she doesn't really have any intention of reading the series any further because she didn't necessarily like the first book. It was full of violence, a little too much violence for her apparently. I apparently don't remember the first book well enough because I thought it'd be fine, but hang on a sec. And these books are in no apparent order. Oh, frick. Okay. I don't really have any room to back up and stand in this room. So this will be interesting. It is the entire Sword of Truth series. Like I said, minus the book that my mom has, which I think is the second book because it's the only book missing from the stack. Which, ironically enough, for a while I thought I was missing the third book because, well, that's a whole nother story, but I did find it in the stack. It was out of place, so I wonder if that's why I thought I was missing it. But anyways, this series is probably the series that got me into fantasy. So it will always hold a special place in my, like, book love heart. I remember picking up the first book I don't remember how I got the first book or how I decided on the first book. I think I was just browsing through Borders one day and came across the first book, which was Wizard's First Rule. It's another, like, seriously long series. And when I sat down and read the first book, I read it in like a week and then waited for a opportunity to visit Borders again, grabbed the second book, which is, since I don't have it in the stack, Stone of Tears. Read that one in a week. And it just kind of continued where I basically finished a book and then at my earliest opportunity went to Borders. A few times I do remember I finished the book and it was like a Saturday or something, and so we went to Borders and we picked up the next book and I read it in a week. So that was the first time that happened to me, where I like stayed up late reading, got up early just to read, and like every opportunity I had I read. So this series like hooked, but there are so many other books out there and so many other series that are waiting for me to discover them and go on adventures with those characters, that I just, and I remember like the series well enough that I don't have an interest in rereading it, so I'm hoping it can bring somebody else that same joy or same interest into fantasy that I felt when I first read it. So those are all the books that I am donating to my library, and the thing is flashing that the battery is about to die. So I'm gonna end this right here. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next week with a new video. TTFN!